show number 94, take 2.
Welcome to...
Should be like this.
And take 3.
Welcome to Game Day Battle, where Cleveland sports news meets biased and outspoken opinion. We have most of the Game Day crew here tonight. Ramon
on location.
So he's going to be with us. And let's go. Ramon, you there?
Mr. Torres.
Where do you guys got me at, man? Come save me. All he left me with was my Cavs hat.
Yeah, he's there.
We apologize for the delay.
Yes.
From Pelican Bay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful city.
Good to have you, Ramon. And we'll be bouncing in and out periodically, so to keep you sort of in the mix. Dale Shantz-Tursey to my left, and Brett Finnegan to my right. I'm Mike Glass. We have a huge show. In fact, before we get into the show, we just hit 500 likes on Facebook, and it's a pretty big milestone.
And Brett got monsters folding fingers for all of our 509 fans.
We're going to give you Brett's home phone number. Give him a call. Stop by his house. Maybe we'll get you his address.
Just post your address on Facebook to have your free... You mean, you didn't bring enough for the rest of the class?
No.
Hey, don't make me look like the dick here, okay?
Brett's the dick.
Only got the one.
Still pretty cool, though.
It is pretty cool.
Celebrate.
So, we actually went right past 500 likes. So next stop, 1,000.
Yeah, next stop.
And tell your friends, tell anybody you can't get on there, hit like.
Even some of our friends,
had to relike for some reason.
Yeah, had to relike.
It's Mark Zuckerberg.
We've been going at it for so long, since before the days of Facebook. Not really.
Game Day Battle is brought to you by Bamboozle's Restaurant and Lounge in Parma. They have the best drink specials anywhere. Seriously, buy one, get one free drinks. How often do you hear of it? You don't. They do it twice a week. Billy's mom makes the pasta sauce all the time, and the burgers, you simply won't find a better one. Check them out, bamboozles.com. Again, bamboozles.com. When you go there, tell them GDB sent you.
Going all in, Cleveland Indians, from the gutter to the bling. Now they call us champions, from the gutter to the bling.
Are you good? All right, well, it's drive time then. Okay, we hit a slide. We know that our wall, as Dale saying.
5 straight losses.
And one over the last, 7 or 8 games. One win over the last 7 or 8 games. But it was good before that. So let's just look at where we're at in the standings now, because that's really what matters, Dale.
Well, it doesn't look as good as when we tasted heaven and actually snuggled into that first place spot for, I think, 2.5 games. Maybe 3 games. But Tigers are back on top, 29-20. The Tribe still above 500. I mean, we're 4 games plus, 27-23. We really got to get this figured out now. I'd hate to see us slip back to 500 ball and below. But 2.5 games back behind the Tigers with a nice lead ahead of the White Sox, Royals, and Twins, who aren't playing too well right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Well, I mean,
4-6 in our last 10.
That's bad.
You can make that 3-7 in our last 10 if you count today's Cincinnati loss.
Yeah,
and that'll give us a 5-game losing streak right there.
Well, and since it's a tough team, so it's not like we're just throwing games away.
It's the Battle of Ohio, Mike. We got to come stronger than this.
We do.
That's all I'm saying.
But to keep it on a big picture, though, if we look at where they are, at least performance-wise, compared to the rest of the American League, they're 4th. For batting average, 4th in run producing, 2nd for home runs, and 7th for ERA. That's not that bad. So
actually,
they're playing pretty hard. We're not getting the wins though. That is the question. What is the reason that we're not getting the wins? Obviously, as I just read, we're not sneaking up the place.
Yeah,
and we're pretty balanced actually. If you go down that list. So what is it that really is preventing us from getting the W day in, day out?
I think we're a team that can't be consistent all the way around through the whole lineup, bullpen, and all that. Now we have, you like that?
Yep.
I feel like we're those CSI screens.
The triangle of winning.
So I think now that we got the hitting and everything, the bullpen is kind of shutting down itself, and which is not good, since that was the rock of our team, was that bullpen and that pitching. And we got the bat. We can't seem to have both.
Do you think Perez is a big loss?
Yes and no. I know Dale's going to say, hell no. But I think so. I think everybody needs to back off of him. Since being with Cleveland, he's 90% in saves. I mean, he saved 81 out of 91 games. I mean, you can't ask for too much for a
10
closer
more
like
games
that.
you can ask for.
Oh, in accordance to what, 2007? Yeah, okay.
All right, so I'm being harsh. But so you're just saying that there's a general inconsistency,
I mean,
but mainly the bullpen
whatever the mean is with him giving up the games and all that. If he has had 10-9 in his rotator cuff for weeks, who knows? But then again,
3 runs.
people like Dale and
my shoulder hurts.
and
Hang on, let me see if I can throw this pitch. No,
people
take me out, man.
People like Dale and
Take
my
me out,
dad and all these
Coach.
other motherfucker Indians fans.
Mild tendonitis. Come on, man.
Okay, because obviously
He's
you get that
spooked
every
out.
day and
He's
you're
spooked
closing
out.
a pitcher after away. But anyways, none of these fans know how it is to pitch in the major league. So
I do.
Okay.
I do. I know what it's like to pitch.
What about
to
Ernest
pitch once
Chapman?
every 5 days? Maybe
What about
throw
Chapman?
25 to 30 pitches. If you're a closing pitcher, get out there and close the game out, man.
Going all in, Cleveland Indians from the gutter to the plane.
I
Now
know I
they
don't
call
want
us
you to, you don't want me to say runs, so I won't. But what I will say is that I just feel like we lost our spunk. You know, we had some swagger going, and it looked like everybody was having a good time and having their head held high.
Mm-hmm.
And then after we beat Detroit, it's kind of like, again, you know, the old Cleveland, we pat ourselves on the back. We beat Detroit, or the #1 team, and then, like, we're satisfied. You know what I mean? It's like we lost our hunger. And then we go and slide against Boston, and, you know, our mediocre pitching is what's going to catch us in the long run. Okay, Justin Masterson is playing like an all-star. He's going to have bad games. You know, he's not going to win them all. But, you know, 7-3, with the way he's been pitching, 2 complete game shutouts, I mean, no way did you imagine that he was going to come out and be this good to start the season. Jimenez, you know, he had 3 good starts in there. You know, he is what he is. I'll dive in on him a little bit later when we get to him. I'll save that. But aside from that, man, I mean, Kluber and just, you know, I'm not convinced on any of these guys. They show flashes and they strike a lot of guys out, but you're not going to win many games when you're giving up 4, 5, 6, 7 runs, and that's what we've been giving up on average. Is we've been giving up a lot of runs.
Well, I was say with starting rotation at least, our ERA last year was like 5.5 or something like that, and we're at what 4.2. So
and that's actually coming off some pretty decent, you know, a pretty decent first 2 months for us.
Yeah, and so it's maybe been things haven't worked out, and I think you're both probably right that it's been inconsistent. If we're getting good hitting, there's not consistent enough hitting to keep it going. Pitching hasn't been there when the hitting has been. You know, Jimenez threw, you mentioned him, 2-run game against a team that scores runs like mad, and we can't win that game. You know, and we end up losing it.
Right.
They scored 4 eventually, but I mean, they couldn't. It was 2-2 at that point. I mean, we couldn't score more than 2 runs. But I think the biggest thing is it's, you know, you want to call it clutch hitting, you want to call it timely hitting, whatever it is. It's small ball. We can't move. We get a guy on the base. We can't move him around. We can't get him in, and we were doing that. We were getting those. We weren't stranding those runners like we were, like we have been. But we were on that tear. We were just beating everybody. It happened, man. If there were 2 guys on base, you know one of them's coming home.
Yeah,
that's big.
So you're saying we're not scoring enough runs?
I'm saying timely hitting. It always comes down. It always comes down to you're not scoring enough runs.
You're not going to win many games when you give up 17 hits, man. That's
true. That's true.
True, but every team goes through a slump, so I'm not really going to put this out.
Right, we're not tearing them apart. It's just more of a question of, well, why was it working before and it's not working now?
Mike, I don't think really there is a specific reason why the Indian slide is pointing in one direction. I think it's a combination of things and just bad baseball all around with pitching and with fielding and offense and defense. A little bit of everything is the reason why this team is on a downfall. And going against these good teams like they are, it's not looking good with this big stretch coming along with these power teams over 500, and it's not the type of ball you want to be playing when you're playing versus these guys.
And he just gave up.
Well, okay. So, but the real question is, Choo. If you could go back and kill that deal mid off season, would you do it? Would you want him back, or
No.
do you care?
I like the facelift they did to the team this year. They said, "Get out of here, dude.
Stubbs
Get
is
over
faster. We have Ryan Raber, who's a veteran, who's been in the league a couple of years. He's got some games underneath.
There would be no room for him on that outfield.
Well, that's good to hear because I really thought you guys were going to want him back because he's actually been playing well for them. He fits in Cincinnati because he didn't have to do anything. He can or he can't.
I mean, I wish him all the luck, too, with a fresh start.
Yeah.
He played like an all-star that one year, and then after he got that DUI, I don't know if his country, like, caned him or some shit, because, you know, they own you.
Yeah.
But basically.
He never had a bad word for Cleveland, never said he wanted to leave,
That's
never
probably
wanted
because he doesn't speak English.
Yeah. So, speaking of trades, Ubaldo was solid in Cincinnati. He got a no decision, but he only gave up 2 runs, 7 innings, 108 pitches, 2 runs and 4 hits and 4 walks. Struck out 6. Choo.
Leadoff homer.
He was
hungry. You got to give him that one. He wanted that one.
Yeah, he did.
That was against the old team.
Yep. You always want to show off the old team that didn't want you. And then, of course, Phillips, the sac RBI fly in the 6th. So Jimenez looked good. He's 29. Personally, I still have a lot of hope for him. I think that he's still young enough that he could become a better pitcher than he is. But we can't expect that. You know what I'm saying? We can't expect that. We just expect this is what we're going to get. A nice game and an awful game. And then a nice game and an awful game. So about a 500 pitcher. If you could go back to midseason 2011, would you kill that deal? And just to give you some fodder, let me tell you who we gave up for him.
Ooh, fodder.
Yes.
I like fodder.
We gave up Alex White, pitcher, and he was a right-hander. Joe Gardner, another right-hander. Drew Pomeranz, which was the player to be named later. And Matt...
This was the worst fodder I've ever had in my life.
I'm sorry.
Dude, fuck all those guys.
Matt McBride.
How many wins do all those pitchers have combined?
Well, it's interesting that you asked.
Oh, do you have that?
I have
How
that.
about that? That's awesome. That's like Christmas.
It is. So Alex White, 33 games he's played in the last 2 years. 5 wins, 13 losses, ERA over 6.
That's MLB? In the MLB?
In Major League Baseball. I didn't do anything with the minor leagues because we don't care. Joe Gardner has only played 4 innings in the major league since then.
Ooh, value.
Right. And then Drew Pomeranz has played 26 games, 4 wins, 10 losses, ERA over 5. Matt McBride, the 205 hitter, he's played in 31 games in the last 2 years.
Pretty awesome.
So for 2-year total, on the mound, they have 59 games, 9 wins, 23 losses. At the plate, a 205 hitter.
And
Ubaldo.
I bet you got Ubaldo stats.
I do. I've got him right here, of course.
Feed me.
Ubaldo, over the 2 years, he's played 286 innings. He has 16 wins, 24 losses. But here's the catch.
Hit me.
Here's the catch. 2012 was awful for everybody I just mentioned. That's where all of their bad stats came from. So if you look at just this year, in 2013, Ubaldo has 3 wins, 3 losses, and he's pitched 44 innings for us. That's a decent major league pitcher. 2013, the trade guys, 0 innings played. None.
All 5 of them.
All 5 of them. 4 of them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, 4.
1, 2.
Well, actually,
No, I'm kidding. I was being.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
But I'm saying
3.
there's 3 pitchers, 3 pitchers and one hitter. All that to say they have not played
A whole lot of nothing.
a whole lot of nothing. And here's the thing: if we go to the playoffs this year, Jimenez has 28 innings pitched in the playoffs in big games. So if we got all those guys back, even if we say, well, maybe they could turn it into something, they're not playing this year, and they weren't playing before. So the teams that are Colorado has decided, they're not really working out for us.
Yeah,
Now,
they don't have an all-star bullpen.
Smith and Pomeranz might come back, and they might play some time this year. But if we get in the playoffs, I take Jimenez over any of those guys because at least he's been there, and we can get one good game out of him.
Yeah.
That might be the difference. So my answer to this is it was Antonetti's, I think it was the first thing he did when he was here, and I'm taking that. I'm taking that trade if I could anytime, even though technically maybe it's a wash.
Yeah, I would totally keep that trade, Brad. I'm glad you jumped in there. I'm all.
Thanks.
You know, Jimenez is he is what he is. I don't know if he's going to get much better, but if we can find that pitcher that he was in Colorado the year before we got him, I mean, he's going to do big things. And Jimenez and Masterson are going to be a great 1-2 punch to start off, our starting pitching rotation. But like I said, it's flashes. He's going to need run support. He's not a total dominant pitcher. I wish they could go out there and pitch complete shutouts every time they go out there, but pitchers are going to give up runs. They're going to give up hits. It's about who are you after you just gave up 2 runs? Can you right the ship? Can you get back there and keep it rolling?
Can you regroup?
And hope to have your some run support and wait for your guys to come out and back you up. So I would take this trade 100 times out of 100.
Brett?
I absolutely agree with what everybody has said. I think because last year we were looking for that one veteran pitcher. You know, we had rookie upon rookie upon.
Right. We wanted an ace.
We wanted an ace.
Yeah, we needed like a Cliff Lee or
we've been. Well, I always say we've been spoiled with pitchers in this Indians organization with Sabathia.
Yeah,
Cliff Lee,
what if we just had Sabathia
and Westbrook? You know,
Carmona, really, when he was good.
Yeah, Carmona. I mean, Westbrook's still pitching for fucking St. Louis. I mean, and he's. I don't know what his numbers are, but
can't remember when Carmona was good. That one's not registering, but
07, dude.
Oh,
remember, dude, the bug game, the midge game, the
way back.
Yeah, with Joba Chamberlain. Java
the champ.
Well, I think you guys all made valid points, and as for me, Jimenez is a proven player, so it doesn't matter what you're going to give up in these prospects because you don't know what they're going to be. And as we all see, these guys didn't amount to anything in MLB. Pitching a few innings and winning a few games. This guy's a proven star, and yeah, he might only be 500 at the moment, but he has that big game experience, and he's teaching these young guys that we got on our team a lot of things that they don't know. And playoff baseball is real big, and you need to have a strong mind. And hey, he might not like it right now on the field, but that's something he can instill on those guys, and help those guys, get better at what they do.
Well, good. So we're happy with Jimenez. So we'll just bitch about him a little bit, but now I guess we can officially call him.
I like him.
Yeah, a good prospect for us, maybe.
He's better than most.
All right. So the Cavs have won the lottery. So to speak, the NBA draft lottery.
Powerball?
No. Dan Gilbert would look at that like a minor payout.
Yep.
So they won, yeah. Thumbs up. The big question is, it was a reason for a lot of us to celebrate, but should it be a reason? This means that we sucked really bad and have sucked really bad. So should we really be celebrating something like this? I'm getting
beat some good teams this past year.
This is the only thing to celebrate from all that. We've already known how miserable we were, Mike. Thanks for reminding us.
Is it that pathetic?
This is our reward for being so miserable.
It's that pathetic.
You get first dibs on the worst rookie class in NBA history. Mm-hmm. So that's why I see what you did there, Mike.
All right, so we're that pathetic, and
it's a rough draft. I wish Kevin Durant was in this draft. I'll tell
rough
you that.
draft. I get it.
I didn't even make that joke.
Poorly played.
He did. He's on a roll today.
I am.
All right, so Ramon, are you celebrating this, or are you looking at it like just another sign of our failure?
I don't know. I'm having mixed emotions right now about this. I don't know if I should be proud of this or I should be happy about my emotions are all over the place. In one sense, I'm happy. In the next, I'm not, because they're like handing us this first pick for the simple fact that we suck.
Yeah.
And we go into a draft that has not a proven all-star or somebody that's going to come out the gate and change their whole team around. It's not in this draft. So now we're all happy. So who we're going to pick? Noel, who just torn up knee, and then now what? We're going to use the number 1 pick on that draft, and then we're stuck again. So I'm having mixed emotions about this draft, and I don't know what to feel right about now.
Yeah.
But I think the important thing really to look at is how do you feel about it? And it's like, should we or shouldn't we? I'm a Cleveland fan, and I was excited. I was in my car, and I'm like, yeah! And nobody was around, so I didn't have to tell anybody that. But I was excited. I was that pumped.
As you should be.
And that's what I feel like. I feel like, you know what? They severed the ties the last season when the last game was over. We move on from that, and we're Cleveland fans, so
we do
you
every
look forward.
year.
Right. And Brett, did you feel any excitement from this, or are you just kind of like, well, whatever, we'll see what happens?
I felt some excited. I mean, it's always cool to get that. It's a lottery. I mean, it's you only have 15% chance of getting the number one pick.
15% chance. That's 1.5 out of 10 people.
I mean, shit. I wish I had 50% chance of winning the lottery. Maybe I'd come on top, but.
Is that like your Leno voice?
Yeah,
You were like, that was
The
like
chin.
You're like Leno right there.
With the chin, I gotta put out. Anyways, no, I was excited for the number one pick. I think as everybody in Cleveland was, only because it's the number one pick. I mean, hey, we're number one.
Yeah.
It's the only thing we can do.
It's it's control of the board, and I don't care. People can say all day long like, oh, there's no number one out there, and you got to trade out of it so you can get a pick at something that's more worth it. You get the best guy on the board now. I don't care where you pick him. If you know you can get him at 10 and you can trade for it, great. But if you don't think that guy's going to be there, you're taking a chance on somebody else grabbing him. You get the best guy on the board. Get him. Get him number one.
Time for our new favorite part of the show. It's called the 2-minute drill. When we talk about some stories that didn't quite make the table, or we don't really have a whole lot of time to talk about, but we still want to give them honorable mention and give you our thoughts on them. And Ramon will be playing at home, so you can feel free to play at home as well. 2 minutes on the clock, please, gentlemen, if you please.
Hey, go.
Okay, this week Congress has contacted the Washington Redskins in an attempt to change their name. How do you feel about that, Brett? What do you think? Should government have its say?
No, it's been a name there for years and years and years, centuries, and you know what? They just need to back off and just leave the Redskins.
Hey, you know what? Redskins is not offensive at all. It's a name about Indians that were tough and they were warriors, and that was why it was named that. So no.
Mr. Torres.
I really don't care. With Congress these days, they want to control everything, so why not the teams?
All right, and we catch a lot of this with the Indians as well, but you want to know what? I think, if anything, we're acknowledging them in a positive way. It's not a negative spin on this. So, Congress, go pass some laws. We're in debt $170 trillion. Good luck with that.
Yeah,
okay, they changed the NFL draft back one whole month due to a double booking event at Radio Music City Hall. The 2014 NFL draft will now be held on May 8th. Is that going to switch up people's game plans, Mike?
I think for the teams it sucks. For me, I don't care. I'll watch it May or April. I don't care. But for the teams, they lose a month of knowing who they've got.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great because they have an extra month too to figure out who they really want to pick.
Ramon.
Once again, I really don't care. It sucks for the players though, because I know they trying to get paid.
I don't like it because it's an extra month. I got to wait for the NFL draft. I think it's ridiculous. On the other side, I do think it helps. That way, when they draft these guys, they can get them right into camp. Okay, Nike is ending its Live Strong name. Is that good or bad?
It's about fucking time.
I don't care.
Right on. I think Lance Armstrong did a lot of good for cancer. If it helps cancer patients get in a mindset, you should keep it. I don't know.
I don't think they really dropped it. This probably just name is something else. Maybe Strong Lived or something. And
so we know the San Antonio Spurs have won the West, and assuming the Heat will win the East, do you think the Spurs stand a chance?
No.
Yes.
Ramon.
I don't even care who wins.
I fucking hope so. That's all I gotta say.
Well, this is what I gotta show you. This is Dale's notes on the side of his beer bottle. Yep. Well done, and there it is.
All right.
We actually had a few seconds to spare there.
Yes, we did. So Ramon, feel free to ramble on a little bit in there. That was Ramon's 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if we're gonna go back to the Redskins thing here, the Cleveland Indians were actually named after one of their Native American players they had there. They named it after them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
His name was Indian?
Well, no, he was a Native American.
They called him.
He was an Indian.
So like, hey,
my
Indian.
name is Native
He's one of the very first. He's one of the very first Native Americans.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's one of the Native Americans ever to play. First one.
All right, it's racing into beer time.
We are running out of time. Probably got about 6 minutes left on that tape.
All right, we have a very small amount of time left. We're going to try to push through this, and it's time to raise our beer. And we can raise it to somebody we love, somebody we can dump our beer off for somebody we hate. We can just ramble on for a few minutes like we like to do. And so tonight, in honor of Ramon's isolation, I'm going to start off with Mr. Torres in prison there, wherever the hell we put him.
Well, I like to raise my, obviously nothing, because they don't allow me to have anything here, to Sergio Garcia. You've proven to this day that there is still racism going on in the comments you make toward people, especially toward Tiger Woods, who's dealt with this his whole career, and it's probably his whole life. And to show that there's people who are just blind to this stuff and more. Every day this stuff comes out and it's like brushed under the rug, but it's just I can't even explain it how much it boils my blood to see that there's still people that talk like this out there, and you're a professional and you make millions of dollars and you seem to have a grade school education.
Oh wait, hold on, I'm gonna raise my beer to that.
Yeah, I'll drink to that too.
But I pour my fake or whatever nothing out to you.
Nice. Brett.
Oh, I only have 6 minutes. I have so many.
Oh, you gotta go, man.
Get in there.
All right, I'm gonna go quick. Number one, I want to thank the Michael Jordan. By the way, this is a hometown thing, for bringing the name Hornets back to Charlotte and listening to your fans. Thank you for that. The city of Charlotte appreciates that. Just don't go with the UNC Tar Heel blue, please. Don't do that.
Oh, they're gone.
Number two. My boss Matt from the Monsters, thank you for taking all those Monsters to the Indians game in the FSO suite. It was pretty cool to see the Tigers. My last one is with the Memorial Day weekend. Thank you to all the servicemen out there, to the police officers, firemen, military, whatever. Thank you for your service. There it is.
Nice. Dale.
Ugh.
Did he just crush you?
No, I'm okay though. I'm gonna get over it. I'm gonna raise my beer. I'm gonna open the realism door for us for a quick second here. This last weekend, I went to a march. It was called a March Against Monsanto, which is a global conglomerate company, corporation, powerhouse corporation that is controlling the flow of seeds. And they're the ones that make all of our food, and every company that you can think of that you buy a food product off out of a store. Impressive. I'm telling you, 80% of them come from Monsanto. Okay, and over 46 countries have banned Monsanto and their practices, and we are not one of those countries. So on March 25th, it was a national day to march against Monsanto, and over 400 cities and countries participated, and it was not covered on national news for 1 second because they control what you see, and that's why these people are controlling what goes into our foods. These GMOs, they're called genetically modified organisms. They're approved by the FDA, who is run by former CEO of Monsanto, is now the head of the FDA. So all the right people are getting paid for this. They're poisoning our food. They're poisoning your children, and it's disgusting. And you people need to know what you're putting into your bodies. And if you don't know, you need to do some research for your own children, because the future of these products are unknown. But on lab rats, they all have real nice tumors and all kinds of cancerous problems and all that fucking nonsense that comes with all this shit. So do a little research and stand up against Monsanto.
And buy local in the meantime.
Absolutely, buy local.
Local farmers all over the place. Very cool, Dale. That was actually, I saw that on your Facebook page, and I don't know a whole lot about that, but the movement in general against this sort of large-scale food production is kind of cool. And
it was the largest national march in United States history.
Not on the news at all.
Not covered by any major news network.
Welcome to the American media. Well, I am going to go a little more simple and less in depth than the rest of the guys, but
Cody Zeller.
Shut the hell up.
He already got his tattoo. Look at that.
Z2. That'll be like a little Z, a little 2 next to it.
Yeah, I'll call you Mike Zeller for the rest of your days.
Oh, I don't know if I like that. I'm raising my beer to each and every person that has hit the like button on the Facebook page. We really like seeing that thing rise. We love seeing the activity. That's the thing. We see new people come in, and we get stuff going on for a while with everybody, and it kind of shifts and moves, and it's really nice. So yeah, it's a big like thumb.
You're Cleveland fans.
Thank you to that.
We're Cleveland fans.
We all should.
Well, it's the whole purpose of the show. Is just
let's mingle
do it.
and battle on.
Hell yeah.
I swear to God, I will not watch another fucking Cavs game if we draft Cody Zeller.
It's all right.
All right, guys, come on. Enough with the jokes. I want to get out of here. I'm hot. I'm sweaty. I need something to drink. Food here sucks. They're giving me nothing. They're giving me scraps. Come on.
Water?
Stop playing. Let me out.
Yeah, no, we didn't give him the Skittles. We just gave him some water. Yep.